Hello everyone, welcome to the episode 49 of SoLeadSaturday. The guest we have today, Steve Nouri. He is a head of data science, Forbes Technology Council member, and lot more popular with his lot more motivational posts towards AI innovations and learning materials on LinkedIn. So let's just welcome him and hear more about his career journey. How did he find his area of interest and managing to lead that area? So welcome, Steve. Very happy to have you on the show and appreciate all your time and consideration.
Hi, Lisha. Thank you very much for having me. I'm super excited to talk about my area of interest, which is AI and data science, and hopefully it will help some enthusiasts and those who want to join this amazing journey with me.
Yeah. Thank you so much. And I'm also very excited to listen more from you. So all pleasure is mine. And we are moving towards our first sections, which is more about passion and interest. So how did you find your interest in the data science and AI field, and what steps did you take to pursue that passion?
So I remember I was always involved with data, and data was major part of my career as a programmer. Back uh, 10, 15 years ago, I was a developer, database developer, and I was storing tons of data in the databases. And there was a specific project, it was hospital information system. And for hospital information systems, you have a lot of data, patients data, medicine data, um, and all those information will be stored in the database. But um, like 10 years ago, there weren't many interesting software application that could deliver huge data value to the users. And as a programmer, head of development team and project manager, I was always thinking, how can we get more of these data? And the journey started from there.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that's great actually. And thank you so much for sharing. So first we will cover the question from the audience. So I have taken one question just because of the time limit. So first question is that, you are head of data science and involved into strategic decision and AA capabilities. So would you like to share more insights around it and how these two go together and how organizations can adapt it? I guess there are a couple of questions clubbed together, but yeah.
Yes. So as a head of data science, I have to get involved with many different functions inside the company to help them to understand how they can leverage the data to do their work better. So that's part of my job, and I think um, the strategic roadmap of any company is hugely tied to the strategy they have around their data. And these days, data-driven decision making is an obvious, step for every organization, any business that wants to thrive. So same to my organization, ACS, Australian Computer Society. Um, we want to deliver the best service to our members, and that involves a lot of data gathering, data governance, and data analytics, which would fall under my function as a data science. But also, I have another hat at ACS, which is um, AI community development in Australia, and I'm kind of an evangelist. I get to speak in conferences in different places, and I get to talk to people and motivate them to get into AI and data science. And that's another passion of mine, and probably that's the reason that I'm super involved and proactive on social media as well.
Mhm. Yeah, that's great. Actually, I also follow those posts and I love those. So thank you so much for sharing and keeping the your followers encouraged always with the AI innovations. Thank you so much. First, this time onwards, actually, I'm introducing the fun segment as a part of a quiz. So we are going to cover that first and we'll further move towards exploring your career and work experience and the journey further.
Right,
So are you ready for that?
for sure.
Yeah. So I'm going to give you three words and you have to tell what comes to your mind immediately. Are you ready?
Yep.
Yeah. So the first word is innovation.
For me, innovation just for to AI and robotic.
Mhm.
That's major thing that comes to my mind. Um, that yeah, definitely innovation means a lot of different things, but that's the first image that comes to my mind.
Okay. And then second word is people.
Um, so as a data scientist, people are driving AI. So when you talk about people, I can figure out like I can imagine those amazing data scientists and AI developers working hard to make these innovation happen.
Oh, wow. That's great. Thank you so much. And third word is career.
Um, Career is a very complex word to me,
Mhm.
and I think when you say career, um, personal branding is the major thing comes to my mind.
Mhm.
Um, it's far more than your daily job that you go to work 8 a.m. and come back around 5 p.m. It's what you do outside home to these days probably more at home to make sure you deliver value to your audience and to the community, and also you get some value back as a result.
Yeah, yeah, and that's very true actually. That you'll get paid for whatever you pay forward. So, thank you so much. Moving towards our important section, which is career and work. So, you being the advisory board member of Hackmakers and D Alta, I guess. What are your responsibilities and what the goal of these two?
So these days, I accept to be on an advisory board of a couple of interesting startups, and that's one of my side hustles. I love to get my hands dirty with new projects and innovations as well.
Mhm.
As an advisory board member, um, I spend like 5 to 10 hours every month
Mhm.
to help decision making across the board using my knowledge and expertise. I will help them to don't fall into some of the AI traps and uh, like some startups are super excited to throw a lot of money in AI projects without understanding the nuances and the complexities. And that's my job to give them some idea about um, um, how to approach those complex projects, what are the best practices, and helping them with their recruitment, especially if they're recruiting senior people and they don't have any other seniors to supervise or help them with the shortlisting. And yeah, and also help them to raise some capital. So that's also something that I am involved to get help and to help them get some fundings. Um, Specifically, Hackmakers is a passion of mine because it's just helping the community, running hackathons, and it's a kind of something less from business perspective and more delivering something, getting back to the community. And this is something I was always passionate. I participated in many hackathons um, during uh, my time as a student, and these days I'm more involved into organizing hackathons.
Mhm.
And there's a new hackathon coming 20th of November in the APAC region. It's digital security hackathon. Hopefully, if you're in the region and you're interested to get involved, we'd love to see you there.
Yeah, that would be great actually. And just as you mentioned about the hackathons, actually, you did one global hackathon as well. So that was great. We will definitely explore a little more about that afterwards. So
For sure.
one more question about your career is that you are an official member of Forbes and recently you became an advisory council member at Harvard Business Review as well. So what kind of a content you see in all those web portals or the platforms?
Yeah, so these two publishers are kind of major, I guess, mainstream publishers that cover the most interesting trends and topics across around the world, and they have millions of followers. So they cover many things, and I can tell you that there is no topic that they don't write about. But what is interesting, they like recently I noticed they write a lot more about innovations, AI, data science, how these things work together and help the economy and business. Um, and that's probably one of the reasons that I'm helping with that area. We talk about these topics. We talk about some interesting ideas that about how AI will evolve in future, how it will impact our lives, and and I try as an advisory board member. I try to advisory council member. I try to influence and impact how they, they write about these innovations and also like pick and choose the topics that are more interesting for their audience. I also sometimes write about things myself as well and publish it in Forbes. I might start publishing on Harvard Business Review as well.
Mhm.
As well.
For sharing. And moving towards one more important milestone in your career is that your achievements. So one of the achievements that I came across is like, you received a big recognitions, NASCOM Innovation Award from Dr. Ajay Gondane, India, he High Commissioner to Australia, and Mr. Rohit Patak, Associate Vice President at Infosys. So how was that experience? And, would you like to share more specific about it?
Yes. So so first of all, I'm right now also involved with NASCOM. We do collaborate on different stuff. Recently, I had a kind of master class with NASCOM COE, Center of Excellence, and that's something I really like to get more involved because first of all, I have a lot of connections from India that I would like to get closer and deliver more value to them right now. But that award goes back to a couple of years ago. I was involved with startup that they were doing some interesting stuff around automation and automating like delivering financial advices automatically using artificial intelligence. And as a part of my role, I was working with the team to come up with ideas, and I was fortunate to bring up some kind of algorithm, like a combination of algorithm that could help them to deliver that value. And I submitted like my team all encouraged me to submit that for that award, and it seems that the judges liked it as well. I received that award. I think like 2 years ago. I went to India as an award, and I had to. I got to see many interesting cities. I went to Chennai and Pondicherry, a couple of more cities, and also I went to TCS headquarters in Chennai, which was a huge place, and I can tell you, like it was, I've never seen that large organization, a couple of thousand people working
No,
in a very nice area. Yeah, it was amazing, and yeah, that was a great I guess experience for me. I loved it, And if it wasn't because of COVID, I might have planned something to go back for a conference, but unfortunately, it's not possible at the moment.
Okay, no worries. Hopefully, we all will be out of this situation. I'm also missing actually meeting people in person. I just fed up of like virtual meeting, kind of virtual conferences. But right now there is no option. So thank you so much for sharing. And once again, actually, I never wished you. So congratulations on your achievements. Um, moving towards your volunteering, one of the part you already mentioned about the ACS. So would you like to share more about, to the audience, especially for the UTC Women in Business and ACS lead organizer kind of. So how do you manage both the volunteering activities groups?
Yes. So for ACS, I try to run a lot of events and many different projects that needs volunteering outside work as well. So I'm right now employed at ACS. So 8 hours, I'm working for ACS, and I'm trying to help my community with different things like a class or a workshop. But outside that time, I also volunteer to run a couple of more events. And hackathons are usually events that will be run during the weekend, and that doesn't fall under your normal time frame as an employee. So that's something that um, uh, me and my team were involved at ACS. Flatten the Curve Hackathon was the first one. During the COVID, we held a hackathon to come up with solutions for the problems that we were facing during COVID. And we had only 9 days to organize this hackathon. It was a super interesting, rewarding event. We had huge success. More than 3,000 people got involved in 9 days. It was amazing. And 48 hours to deliver the solutions, um, which which just surprised all of us. We couldn't imagine that some interesting ideas and amazing solutions will come up out of that 48 hours. I can just tell you right now that a couple of those teams just went forward and became startups after that event, and that's a major win for us as an organization, and I'm proud to be part of it.
Wow, that's awesome. And one more thing, actually, just out of curiosity, I came across your post where you were talking about AI and the future of work, I guess. Would you like to share some insights about it?
So we all already know that AI is driving the future of the work. And this is not something new for anyone, but I guess in one of my in one of the speaking events, I talked a little bit more about how it is driving the future and what are the examples that we can see right now. AI is more involved in kind of revolutionizing the way that you're working. And I could say like augmented reality and AI is kind of hand in hand working together to change the way we're working. And there are many examples and many interesting projects around that. Especially, I think like a couple of months ago, I shared something like a retailer in Japan. They were using augmented reality to control robots to do some stocking and work inside the retail store. And that was very interesting. I mean, the robot itself was a little bit funny, but the project was very interesting for everyone.
Yeah, I love your posts actually on the LinkedIn. I would encourage audience to follow you because definitely those are really very good to watch, and it's like a short video and you will get to know what is happening actually around the AI innovation side. So thank you so much for sharing. And moving towards one more thing about volunteering is GFIT Virtual Expo 2020. I'm not sure about the long form, but would you like to share more about it?
So sorry again.
GFIT Virtual Expo 2020.
Yes. Yeah, so that was the recent one that I was involved, and that was the conference. I just had the chance to present some of the topics around AI and data science. I mean, it was interesting, but it was virtual, so I didn't get the chance to talk to any of the participants directly. They just submitted their questions, so I can just tell you that I would rather to participate in these kind of expos and you know, events in person, and just see the reactions and have like a after after my you know, after my talk, have some kind of casual conversation with the audience to get their feedback. But yeah, that's a little bit limited right now.
Thank you so much for sharing, and you're doing great actually. So thank you so much for being my guest. So moving towards the end of this show, it is moreover about leadership. So no doubt that you are leading your area of interest. So what is your leadership style, and any specific leader that you always follow or admire, and why?
So leading a AI or data science team is not much different from leading any other functions. It's just being a servant, helping them to upskill to and be more successful in their job. So as a leader, I get to um, talk to my team daily to understand you know, the problems and challenges and roadblocks, and trying to help them understand and find the solutions for it. And it's mostly about enabling the team. Um, as a thought leader, also I am more involved in the community and public events, and from there I try to share whatever knowledge, whatever experience I have gathered through these years. And and social media is the best, I guess, medium for um, this, you know, particular work, because like if you imagine one each of my posts will get to at least 100 to 200,000 people, and that's the easiest way to send a message across and have a debate about any particular interesting topic. And a lot of time I try to just share my ideas, and I'm always open to have a debate and discussion about it, which makes it more interesting for a lot of people to get engaged. So like as a rule of thumb, the leadership in the AI and data science world is pretty much similar. It's just maybe more close to the technology, and leveraging all the you know, new tools and devices to be more effective and efficient.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you so much for sharing, and it was like wonderful listening to you. So thank you so much. I appreciate all your time, and I'm sure audience is going to love this episode. Whenever there is a hackathon which is driven by Steve and his team, I'll definitely share that with my followers as well. And thank you so much. And as I always say, until we meet, happy leading. Let's lead together. Stay safe. Bye for now.